Team leader, have you arrived? He paces the city streets, his brow furrowed, searching for someone. So, the man sits in his office chair, nervously fiddling with his tie, a sense of uneasiness clouding his features. The rating is unmeasurable. A blue screen, cracked and fragmented, displays the word unmeasurable, leaving everyone in shock. The new measurement device that arrived via express delivery from New York yesterday is still powering on. They gather around the screen, whispering about the new device and the mysterious arrival. Has that person already arrived? Yes, team leader. He stands calmly in the office, his gaze distant. It could simply be a malfunction. The devices in Korea are still old models. A loud, angry sound effect echoes through the office. But if that's not the case, he stands confidently, his gaze unwavering. Behind him, another man in a suit shares his determination. Sipping her yellow drink with a straw, the girl with purple hair sits calmly, radiating tranquility. A foot in white socks and shoes rests on the ground, about to take a step forward, filled with anticipation. Oh, the girl, relaxed in a chair, sips her yellow drink, her big brown eyes curious as two men in suits watch her intently. Is she a kid? The person, relaxed in a swivel chair, sits in a dark room, a mysterious air surrounding them. May I ask about your name? The man extends his hand, a curious expression on his face, while the woman in the white coat looks apprehensive. By the way, he gestures towards the obscured woman, a nervous energy in the air. Excuse me, but may I ask your age? The man nervously glances at the other man, trying to conceal his age. I'll be in 4th grade in 2 days. But sir, the woman stares intently, her yellow eyes pleading. When registering as an awakened person, do they ask about age and such things? She sits in the dark room, her brow furrowed, pondering the question. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? The man looks down at the girl, a serious tone in his voice. My apologies. The girl, sitting with her legs crossed, looks slightly annoyed. Team leader. He stands in the office, his face etched with concern as the woman behind him watches with worry. The old measurement device, its maximum rating was AAA, right? The man in the suit stares at the man in the white coat, his expression neutral. Perhaps it could turn out as the team leader expected. The man in the white coat looks apprehensive. Assistant team leader, I don't want to. We'll go. She sips her mug, her brow furrowed as she contemplates the situation. By the way, even if this is correct, isn't it still a problem? The report, didn't you? The white text is startling, while the purple text reveals a shocking truth. Jeon Jeoyoung is only in 3rd grade now. The document, filled with black text and a picture of a girl, sits in a dark room, shrouded in mystery. And that's an early awakening at just 9 years old. The hand holds a document, revealing the shocking truth about the young girl. The fate of the country is at stake. The man, his face hidden in shadow, looks concerned, the reflection in his blue-tinted glasses showing the urgency of the situation. Because there are no S-rank individuals in Korea, the swirling background emphasizes the disbelief and shock of the revelation. How many people have fallen? His fist clenches, his anger evident. Just looking at the signboard of the funeral I attended makes me feel sick. Well, don't get your hopes up too much. The man sits on the couch, his frustration evident. If it's just a simple error, then what can we do about it? The men stand in the office, their urgency palpable. Team leader, the measurement room setup is complete. All right, I got it. The men stand, their understanding and agreement clear as they prepare for the next step. A hand, extended in anticipation, reaches out towards the unknown. The sound effect echoes the excitement and anticipation. Let's go, Miss Jeon. This way, please. The sign, measurement room, hangs on the wall, a calm and polite instruction given. The blue orb, pulsating with energy, radiates power and a sense of wonder. The men, Hunter Jeon Jeoyoung included, sit in the meeting room, their faces etched with seriousness as they discuss a matter of great importance. A hand slams against a large black cylinder, a wave of anticipation surging through the air. Identity verification completed. Suspended in a room bathed in blue light, the woman with short black hair looks resolute, the cables tethered to her body adding to the mystery. The woman, peaceful and serene, lies with her eyes closed, wires attached to her head, the mystery surrounding her deepening. The room pulses with blue light and electricity, The woman's presence vanished. The only indication of her presence the inscription, "Identity verification completed." The woman, suspended in midair, is enveloped in a blue orb of energy, surrounded by bolts of electricity, a powerful force at work in the metallic laboratory. Bolts of blue electricity crackle in the room, a surge of raw power filling the space, a sense of awe and wonder surrounding the metallic structure. A blue box, emblazoned with the words, "Final S-Class," shines in the electric blue background, a sense of excitement and anticipation hanging in the air. The man's eye, peering directly at the viewer, conveys a mixture of surprise and curiosity, a sense of wonder at the unfolding events. Is she really? The blue box, glowing brightly against the swirling background, proclaims, "Final S-Class." A wave of surprise and awe washing over the viewer. An S-Class? The men stare in disbelief, their shock evident as they try to process the news. A city glows under the night sky, a bright light illuminating the clouds, a sense of wonder and excitement filling the air. The blue box, glowing brightly, proclaims, "Congratulations, Korea." A wave of hope and pride washes over the viewer. The white lights shine down, bathing the blue and white background in a glow of hope and pride. The words, "Country, South Korea," standing out boldly. The blue boxes announce, the first S-Class hunter has appeared. Local server, Republic of Korea, channel expansion. With the birth of a powerful hunter, a sense of excitement and celebration fills the air. The blue boxes proclaim the news. The local Republic of Korea is upgraded from a regular management country to a priority management country. Hope and pride swell as the country is recognized. The man's arm reaches towards the sky, a surge of hope and determination emanating from him as he is surrounded by squares of code. The girl with yellow eyes stands in the center, her hand extended, a look of confusion on her face. Her white shoes step forward, excitement filling the air as the blue and white background is filled with squares of code. High-ranking officials take their place at the Korean Babel Tower. Heaven announces the next chapter. The purple circle glows with promise against the blue and white background, a sense of hope and excitement filling the air, a new beginning unfolding. He smiles, happy to finally be in Korea. The man in the suit continues to smile, pleased with his arrival. Pointing at something excitedly, the man in the suit mentions a Miss Jeong, and asks about the type of star she serves. A man in a white lab coat rushes into a room, looking stressed and worried. The girl in the blue hoodie holds a black cord, looking worried and trying to figure out what to do. Looking up with a confused expression, she wonders why they are making a fuss. A computer screen displays information about rankings, showing significant changes. The girl in the blue hoodie, looking at the screen, is excited to see the news of major regional channels opening up. Looking off to the side, she expresses her annoyance about the recent changes in rankings. A computer screen displays a message, revealing that the reader of destiny has been offended by her actions. A white square box with the text, "Didn't I tell you?" appears on a digital screen. Two white square boxes on a digital screen display the text that arrogant little brat wouldn't even like to listen to us, and "I'm pointing my finger at you." The young woman in the light blue hoodie looks confused, exclaiming, "Hey, that's not." Three text boxes appear, showing a character saying, "Ah, that kid is a hunter," and another character saying, "Watch your language." A man in a white coat walks towards the girl with the crown above her head, confidently stating, "Miss Jeong, I'm in charge of management." The girl in the blue hoodie looks surprised and scared, clutching a silver rail and whispering, "I'm doomed." With a confused expression, the girl in the blue hoodie asks Mom, "What should I do?" A single text box appears, stating, "Looks like your daughter is the #1 hunter in Korea." The scene shifts to 20 years ago, showing a camel standing in front of the pyramids, Big Ben in London, and 4 people standing outside, looking up and talking about something. The scene shows a city with a tall, imposing tower that appears in every capital city worldwide. A group of people watch a news report about the mysterious tower, looking concerned and worried. A hand holding a newspaper conveys fear and anxiety with the text, "Mom, I'm scared." Grew unmanageable, and people's fear and confusion. A man in a gray jacket answers a phone call, looking concerned and surprised, muttering, "Huh." A blue glowing ball emits sparks of light and energy in the sky above a city, creating a sense of mystery and suspense. 2 giant red eyes with black wings appear, glowing and emitting energy, signaling the catastrophe that struck humanity. A giant green monster roars as it attacks a city, while a man and a boy try to escape the chaos. The text, Gate Outbreak, explains how the gates open simultaneously, unleashing otherworldly monsters. A large green monster attacks a city, while a tank fires a large round at it, but the city is still in chaos. A tall building is shown engulfed in flames, along with the city, conveying the destruction and hopelessness of the situation. A man in a gray jacket stands with his back turned, with the text, Then. And, those who dramatically improved the situation, suggesting hope and determination. A man in a suit walks through a city, his serious expression in the text, Appeared, suggesting a sense of mystery and intrigue. The city, viewed from above, looks clean and modern, with the text, Since that day, the world changed, conveying a feeling of wonder and hope. A title written in Korean in a bold, Gothic font surrounded by magical symbols evokes a sense of power and mystery. A peaceful and quiet city, with houses and apartments arranged in rows, is shown in the image. An open gate leads into a house, with the text, Currently at Sabyul 1 Dong, Jeon's house, indicating a sense of security and peace. A woman with long purple hair looks down, surprised and shocked with the text, Oh. A woman with brown hair looks excited and focused as she plays a game on her phone. A woman with long purple hair looks down, shocked and surprised, with the text, Jo, and Jeon Jyo. A man with dark hair wearing a black jacket and turtleneck stares with a serious expression, creating a sense of mystery and intrigue. A golden frame with a star and crescent moon declares, Jeon Ryuk 2nd S rank hunter in the Jeon family, exuding a feeling of power and prestige. One man in a black shirt angrily tells another man in a gray hoodie to either listen to him or read his cacao messages. A woman with purple hair relaxes outdoors, stating she finished the last one and looking forward to chicken for dinner. A man in a gray hoodie adjusts his headphones indoors, appearing annoyed by being interrupted. A woman with purple hair indoors wonders if Yulolgorogi found Nuna. A man in a black suit walks towards another man in a gray hoodie, angrily questioning why he doesn't even bother checking the news channels. A man with black hair looks down at his smartphone with a surprised and excited expression, exclaiming, Look at this. A man angrily looks down at a news article about the capture of the 42nd floor of the U.S. Babel Tower, expressing his disappointment. A woman with purple hair looks annoyed and disgusted, covering her mouth with her hand and commenting on Americans. A man with black hair stands with his arms crossed, looking smug and satisfied. One man in a black jacket stands with his head down, looking ashamed, while another man in a gray hoodie looks at him, hand on his chin. The man, wearing a black jacket, pointed towards the tower and shouted, Please stop playing around and let's conquer the tower. He held the woman, who was calm and composed, in his arms and shouted, You lazy idiot. The text, The changed genre of the world appeared in the middle of the image. Her mischievous expression made her seem excited and ready for anything. The text, The awakened, namely, the age of hunters, appeared in the middle of the image and, the lowest level of the Tower of Babel from which these individuals emerge, appeared in the corner. A large, dark blue circle surrounded by flashes was visible in a doorway, and the text, is called the tutorial, was visible in the corner. An empty box, except for a small mechanism, was surrounded by gold stars, and those who received the tickets of Babel appeared at the top of the image. Through this tutorial, they become awakeners. Was visible at the top of the image, once awakened, appeared in the middle, and they grow through 2 roots, appeared at the bottom. The 2 men, determined and resolute, stood in front of the tower, their eyes focused on the climbing the high difficulty tower by risking their lives. Goal. The man, blurry from the action, looked to the right, his arm barely visible. Jailbreak faction, was visible above the men. The man, with black hair and dark eyes, looked down, a serious expression on his face. Jeon Ryuk, my little brother, appeared above him. He stood proudly, a silver sword in his hand, with blurred figures in the background. The 4th S rank in our country appeared above him. The clouds and moon in the sky were a mysterious sight. The text, a guy with exceptional competitiveness since childhood, appeared above the clouds. The large brown bear, with red eyes, looked dangerous as it stood in the forest. As soon as he received the tower ticket, he jumped around like a fish out of water. Appeared below the bear. The man with blue hair, looking up at the sky, seemed concerned, with something blurred in the background. A dark shadow emerged from a hand, creating a sense of danger. The large bear with red eyes roared, its dangerous presence filling the scene. The man with blue hair, holding a silver sword, stood on a path, looking serious. The bear was in the background. The man with black hair and golden eyes looked determined and powerful. The man, surrounded by light, fell to the ground, holding a silver sword. The man, wearing a black jacket and turtleneck, stood in the forest, his hands held to his chest, a serious expression on his face. "It's nothing much," was above his head. The woman, with black hair, stood in a brightly lit room, her back turned, her eyes looking to the right. "There are cases that devour all ecosystems," was below her. The woman, smiling, stood in a room surrounded by a bright white light, with a large figure in a white cloak emitting light above her. Being chased by the stars is said to be harder and rarer than winning the lottery. Or the Super Bowl, was above her head, and the so-called star chooser was below her head. The woman, holding a scythe, stood on the dragon-like creature smiling with white hands reaching out. "That's me, and currently ranked third in the world, first in the Republic of Korea," were above her head, and the Witch Queen, JYO, was on the left. The woman, wearing gray pants and a jacket, walked towards a door, looking nervous and concerned. However, the "me at home is just," and Jion JYO, "Are you home?" appeared above her. The woman, with long black hair, looked startled with her mouth open and wide eyes. "Oh, yeah," appeared above her head. The woman, wearing a black jacket and a white shirt, looked down at her phone, holding it in her hand. Jion He, third-year high school student and YouTuber, was in the corner of the image. The man pushed the woman, who tried to get away. "Hey, GM, did you have a good day at school?" appeared above her, and, "But you'd better get out of here," and Mrs. Park found it, appeared below her. The woman with blue hair looked shocked with her eyes wide open. Mock exam report card appeared above her. The woman with blue hair, wearing a gray hoodie and a shirt that said, "Break," looked angry and annoyed. "Why did you hide that, you idiot?" appeared below her. The man, with a stern expression, pushed the woman in the gray hoodie, who looked scared and surprised. When is mom coming?" was above her head. The woman, with her right hand outstretched, looked surprised and curious. 5 appeared above her head, and 5 minutes appeared below her. The woman, with her left hand raised and her right hand on a large white circle, looked calm and confident. 2 white circles, each with a red number, appeared in the image. The woman, with large eyes and a smile, looked at the confused man, drawn in a chibi style. Activate characteristic attributes appeared in a light purple rectangle, creating a sense of mystery and anticipation. A foot, wearing a black sandal and white socks, stood on a light brown surface, with sparkles emanating from it. "I am gradually accumulating bad report cards," appeared in a white rectangle, conveying a sense of worry and sadness. The woman, with large eyes and a serious expression, stood on the edge of a building, wearing a gray hoodie and black pants. A part-timer in the Republic of Korea appeared in a white rectangle with a red star shooting across the bottom. The man, wearing a white hooded jacket, stood under a clear blue sky, his arms outstretched, appearing joyful and carefree. The woman, wearing a gray hooded jacket, crouched on a gray pillar on a ship, focused on the phone in her hand. The woman, wearing a gray hooded jacket, looked determined, holding a phone and eating a popsicle. The hand, holding a pen, hovered over a screen, focused and concentrated. The chat conversation on the computer screen displayed 2 messages, creating a serious and tense feeling. The woman, wearing a gray hooded jacket, crouched on the ground, looking frustrated and annoyed. The woman, wearing a gray hooded jacket and black pants, sat on top of a utility pole, appearing curious and lighthearted. The woman, wearing a gray hooded jacket with a black symbol, smiled, holding a black phone, appearing happy and content. 4 texts appeared on the screen: "Sigh, even though you do nothing but breathe, and keep getting stronger. Please, and have some conscience. Your star, reader of fate." Softly clears his throat, noting that the wording is a bit harsh, regardless of the facts. And, if you don't take care of him, he'll keep bothering you with his unpleasant attitude. Appeared on the blue background, creating a cautious and concerned feeling. She bites her popsicle, eyes glued to her phone, bored by the conversation. Hey, don't badmouth, you power breather. The cat head text yells, while the deer head text replies. What's that supposed to mean? I'm a power breather, the cat head text declares, then clarifies, the observer who conceals their strength. The texts explain the Babel network system. The reason why the top-ranked observer, who does nothing, isn't criticized naturally has reasons. And, the Babel network automatically expands each country's server based on how many strong individuals of each rank they possess. He walks confidently along the metal beam, a round device rolling beside him. She looks up at the sky, lost in thought. Depending on the server size, the number of tickets distributed varies by country. She mumbles, the number of tickets directly correlates with the number of awakeners. With a determined leap, he jumps from one building to another, the structure where awakeners support the entire country. He says, the city stretches towards the sky, the metal structure with a black device and multiple wheels resting quietly on its beam. A black vertical beam stands against the serene blue sky. The value of the top awakeners in this era surpassed that of the nuclear weapons of the previous era, and more. A text reads, 4 towering black structures pierce the clouds, reaching for the sky, a testament to a futuristic world. A faded memory flickers, reminding everyone of Korea's transformation from a marginalized nation to a top priority power. The digital display, brightly lit and almost menu-like, reveals a grid of lines with the words, characteristic attributes, on the bottom. A futuristic cityscape surrounds a blue sign reading, 120 meters. With a train symbol on either side, deactivated. The poster shows a man with short purple hair looking down, while the woman with short black hair stands in the foreground, her back to the viewer, pondering, I got out, but where should I go? A message box appears above her, compulsory gate opening. Then another, the Supreme Being, leans over. And finally, and whispers to their only incarnation, leaving her distressed. A large robed figure stands above him, hand raised with one finger in the air, saying, my little cat. While he looks up, surprised, there's a crack ahead. He reads, a crack? A tall building stands against a bright, purple-pink sky, the image feeling like a rainy day with the words, this is near Seoul Leung Station, in the bottom right. Walking away from the others, determined, the character with short, dark purple hair heads towards the city's tall buildings. A sign with a train symbol on it stands against a dark, blurry city background, a large black swoosh visible in the center, with the words, to support us, in the top left. The male character with a green baseball cap on walks away, leaving in a hurry, disappearing into the blurry blue rain. He stands firm, fist clenched, eyes fixed upwards, a blurry image of a suited figure behind him, a sense of determination filling the air. Emergency alert. The phone screams, the time 7:25, as a startled figure looks up, gate outbreak. Gate outbreak. The text warns, a sudden gate opened. Residents in the vicinity, please evacuate swiftly to a safe location. The red outlined text urges, the cityscape behind it reflecting the urgency of the situation. His wide eyes, staring straight ahead, reflect a sense of unease, a fear possibly born from the recent events. A swirling vortex of dark blue and purple energy dominates the scene, a subway station sign on the right side of the image, highlighting the chaos and destruction. The black and yellow box with Seoul emblazoned on it sits in the middle of the image, exit, on the right. The swirling vortex in the background adding to the sense of fear and uncertainty. A large hand lifts a blue car skyward, causing the person with long dark hair to run in terror, a scene of panic and fear. A large creature, its expression menacing, attacks a dark blue and purple vortex of energy, a scene of power and danger, a battle between supernatural forces. 3 spider-like creatures, shiny and 8-legged, stand in the middle of the image, their legs reaching towards the left. Aren't those desert spiders? The text warns, filling the scene with fear and danger. The cityscape becomes a backdrop to the character's worry, it's not safe to go alone. It'll be troublesome to clean up, too. The text warns, as they look around, concerned and anxious. She looks worried and confused, this is a mess in the Korean peninsula. The text reads, didn't they say it's a grade 6 dungeon? Citizens, please move this way. The man in the black uniform shouts, his hand to his face, looking worried and distressed. He raises his hand, holding a red stick, looking to the right. Please move calmly according to the instructions. He calls out as people run behind him, down the hallway. The man in the green shirt pushes her, move calmly. The text reads, as she looks angry and annoyed. He looks worried and distressed, ouch. The text above his head reads, if anyone is injured, please let us know. Walking on the crosswalk, she appears confused and worried. Your diligence in devotion, reader of fate, asks if you're still there. The text above her reads, you clearly didn't inform us that there would be a gate ahead. Who spoke ambiguously and caused this mess? The text reads her expression angry and annoyed. I thought it was nothing serious. She smiles evilly, looking to the right, no answer. Are you upset? The text above her head reads. The man in the black uniform, CRT, visible on his chest, points at her, looking concerned. All right, I just need to go home quietly. She thinks to herself, student, come over here, he calls out. She looks left, hand behind her head, me. She thinks, why? It's too dangerous to move alone right now. The text reads, even if you're scared, please follow our guidance. Student, especially in times like this, you should listen to public officials. The woman advises, looking concerned, that's the only way we'll all be safe together. He looks down, worried, no. He says, my mom and younger siblings are waiting at home. Walking down the stairs, his concern evident. Worrying won't solve anything. We'll be able to go back soon. The woman with dark gray hair reassures, holding the other woman's hand. No. The other woman replies, pulling her along, determined. She looks to the left, puzzled. Is this the essence of being Korean? She wonders, contemplating the meaning of something. Rescue team arrived. The text reads, as he hangs from the rope, looking determined, close the gate immediately as the rescue team is entering. He stands, holding a large purple ball of energy. Sorry, Officer Kwan, but, he says, looking concerned, you can't close it. My child is still inside the station. The woman cries, looking distressed, please calm down, ma'am. The man reassures, Subin, please save our Subin. A large blue ball of energy swirls and glows in the center of the image. Soljong 2 inches reads the sign, the energy powerful and dangerous. He stands, arm extended, a large blue ball of energy below him, his face determined, ready for action. He reaches out to her, a worried expression on his face. Oh my. Subin. He says, looking helpless, as the woman on the ground looks up at him with fear. If the other hunters get to it first, our profits would dwindle. The man and woman are arguing near the entrance of the building. Mom's son, hey strong, go home right away before your identity is exposed on the World Channel. The message reads. There's no data, she yells, her face filled with frustration. I'm really trapped. It'll take quite a while for the situation to be resolved and normal passage to resume. She thinks to herself, her chin resting in her hand. I did come out without thinking, but that doesn't mean I had no intention of going back home. She says, looking down at her feet. A shadow looms in the background as she looks on in shock. Come to think of it, this might be the safest place. She decides. Look over there, she urges, pointing to something off in the distance. 2 large spider monsters stand in the street, blocking the way. Should I step up? She wonders to herself, but since the rescue team is here, can't I just stay put? It's coming this way, shouts one of the men, pointing their gun at the spider as it leaps over the barricade. Get ready to fire, the men yell, aiming their crossbows at the large, gray sphere in the background. Move aside, the text warns, the faint red outline hinting at impending danger. The man fires his yellow gun, the bright light illuminating the room as he does. You idiots, get your act together. The man yells into his megaphone as a large explosion erupts behind him. Can't you build the barricade properly? The man shouts. The rescue team is here. Why isn't the gate closing? Someone asks, their voice laced with annoyance. Didn't you hear that just now? One of the men asks. The blue and purple sphere pulsates in the center of the image, a feeling of anticipation building as the text reads, a grade F just jumped in. The dark blue and purple sphere floats in the air, its faint glow illuminating the city below. Damn, this place sucks. One of the men mutters, Why did it have to happen at the station entrance? A grade F went in? One man asks. Is it because of the gate's fickleness? Someone wonders, even if we don't close. If that happens, they might never come back. One of the men says. Even the grade Ds don't want to go in, so they're hesitating like that. One of the men observes. Well, then, it's the birth of a hero. The text reads, the sphere glowing brightly. The skeletal figure descends, a cloud of gray smoke trailing behind it. Team 1 enter the station. The text reads, Hey, Kwon Gina. If he still hasn't come out, it means the kid is waiting inside the station. The man yells, his finger pointing at the sphere. Don't you realize we need to close it immediately? Because this bastard fell in, the man says. Then let the senior close it. I'll go in, the man declares, his tone determined. What? The man exclaims, his expression a mix of surprise and confusion. I need to go in to rescue the guy inside, the man says, his gaze fixed on the entrance. So you close it, you bastard, the man growls, his grip tightening on the other man's collar. The man's eyes widen in a mixture of fear and determination. I'm coming out, a voice calls out from within. Duty team, bring him out now, the man commands. A surge of blue, white, and purple energy explodes in the city, creating a scene of chaos and destruction. Are you okay? The man in the red and orange jacket asks. The kid. The man says, pulling the other man along, the grade F. Yee. The text reads, followed by, a hero. The woman's eyes widen in surprise as she stares at something off in the distance. It's all over, the girl whispers. Okay, the man replies, turning to face the other man. Excuse me, may I ask for your name? I'm Baek Do-hyun, the man says. The man kneels on the ground, his head bowed in defeat. That person rescued the kid, the text exclaims, the city lights reflecting in the background. Wow, he's really amazing. The crowd cheers, their voices filled with admiration. Touching, amazing, the woman says, clapping her hands. Finally, it's over. Clapping her hands with excitement, the woman with long brown hair exclaims, can we go home now? She looks at the man in the suit. I also want to see my bed. No, I want to see my mom. The woman with short black hair, her back turned to the man, smiles with her eyes closed. The woman with blonde hair looks concerned. Everyone at home must be really worried. The man in the suit jacket nods. Yeah, it's getting late, we can go now, right? He gestures towards the woman in the pink sweater. Let's send them home. The woman with short black hair smiles. You can all go now. She looks relieved. Phew, finally liberated. The woman with short black hair looks confused as she reads the words above her head. Trait, Windcatcher, is added. She stares down. Huh? The city stretches out before them, a vast canvas of steel and glass. Your diligence in devotion, reader of fate, sighs a voice from the distance. The woman with short black hair looks down with frustration. I don't know where you learn such bad manners from. She glares at the ground. I'm complaining to the neighboring parents. The woman with short black hair walks down the street, her anger brewing. Who are you blaming? She mutters to herself. She sighs, her shoulders slumping with fatigue. I'm going home. The woman pulls out a notebook. Might as well write in my diary. The feet pound on the brick walkway, propelled by a surge of adrenaline. A voice shouts through the bustling city. Excuse me, hold on a moment. In the dark, rain-slicked city street, the figure pulls another along, their grip tight. The character with long black hair and purple eyes clutches their white jacket, their worry evident. With a desperate plea, the character with short blue hair cries out, please help. Dragged backwards into the dark, rain-soaked night, the character struggles against the unseen force. Standing on the balcony, gazing out at the dark starry sky, the character marvels at the view. This chapter is translated by lewiscans.com team. Read on our website if you want to support us. Reads a message at the top. The character in the white robe looks at the character in the chair, confused. This chapter is translated by lewiscans.com team. Read on our website if you want to support us, as displayed in a box. In the end, it turned out like this. A voice whispers, if you go like that now, Kwon Gai Na will die. It's not just Kwon Gai Na. The character with short blue hair says, his eyes filled with urgency. The majority of the people here right now. The character with short black hair and purple eyes looks worried. The man with black hair stares at something off screen, his jaw agape in shock. What? The woman with black hair clenches her fist, her face hardened with anger. Even the hunters, many civilians. She shouts, they will all die helplessly. The man with black hair frowns, his brow furrowed with worry. This area around Seolung Station, he mutters to himself. Rain falls on the gray, somber city, shrouding the large, gray structure in a veil of gloom. Will become a very large grave. Reads a message above the structure. The man in the black suit walks through the city, his somber expression mirroring the dreary weather. The man with black hair lowers his umbrella, his gaze focused on the ground. Now I understand, he says. A black tombstone stands amidst the rain, a bouquet of white flowers resting on the ground beside it. Kwan Rina Young Hoshin reads the inscription on the stone. The rain falls heavily on the city, casting the world in a dark and gloomy hue. You, who doesn't reveal your appearance? The words echo in the silence. Why did you go there yourself? The man in the suit walks through the rain-soaked city, his back turned, the dark shape of a creature flying through the cloudy sky. A man with black hair looks upwards, his eyes wide with shock. You were right here. The man in the gray sweatshirt looks concerned as the man in the blue jacket explains. The manticores that will soon appear are grade 3 monsters. The man with black hair and a blue jacket looks at the girl with furrowed brows, but among them, a mutant species ranks close to grade 2 monsters. The man with short black hair pleads, his hands clasped to his chest. Isn't there a way to verify if what I'm saying is true? He looks as if he is about to cry. The woman with short black hair and large purple eyes stares intently at the reader, her brow furrowed in thought. She whispers, seemingly weighing her options. The man with short black hair and large blue eyes looks desperate, his plea echoing in the air. Please. The man with a confident smirk addresses the woman. Do you know who I am? She nods, her eyes filled with curiosity. Yes, I do. The woman with short black hair stands silently, her break hearts hoodie a stark contrast to her melancholic expression. A purple glow emanates from the bottom of the image, thick lines radiating outwards. A swirling orb of purple energy pulses in the center of the image, the words, "The gate won't close," and "What's going on? Why is this happening?" scrawled below. A blue orb spins in the center of the image, 4 figures looking on in alarm as a metal barricade surrounds it. SXX, report quickly, is written above the orb, with support team written below. The young man with black hair and blue eyes stands nervously in front of the office building, his expression reflecting the worry in his words. My name is Baek Do-yun. A golden circle of symbols surrounds the glowing book. The words, unique skill of the high rank, libraryification, activated, appearing above it. The woman with long black hair and yellow eyes listens intently, her neutral expression reflecting her anticipation. Unique Jin, divine being, Jeongeo's authorization confirmed. The voice continues, specify the area. Would you like to proceed with the Baek Do-yun documentation? She asks. Yes, she replies. The young man and woman stand in the digital archive, examining data. Type, character automatic, reads the message above the man. Creation date, read error, reads the message above the woman. Location, archive user, Jeonge user, Jeongeo. The message below the man reads. The man with short black hair studies the information before him, a sense of awe in his eyes. Library, general list of characters, appears above him. Do-yun, he reads, age, 25 grade, F class, combat, specialization in force ranking, outside authority. Tendency, brave defender of justice. Affiliation, Earth, Republic of Korea. Sub-affiliation, none. High rank, XXX sealed. First title, undetermined. Unique title, second time, the one who defied time, the protagonist of a failed world. Ability, the woman with short black hair and yellow eyes stares out the window, her brow furrowed. Huh? She murmurs, her curiosity piqued. The data screen displays Baek Do-yeon's information. Age: 25, grade F class, combat, specialization in force ranking, outside authority. Tendency: brave defender of justice. Affiliation: Earth, Republic of Korea. Sub-affiliation: none. High rank: XXX sealed. First title: undetermined. Unique title: second time, the one who defied time. Ability charm, defense strength. The words, second time, appear at the bottom of the screen. In the room with a golden wall and floor, the text reads that. The text on the wall reads, the title is, The Protagonist of a Failed World? The young man with short black hair stands calmly in front of the white background, his composure radiating peace. The man with dark hair pleads with someone off-screen. Now, do you believe me? Please, time is running out. The man in the light blue jacket pleads. Yes, whatever I can do, the man with black hair affirms, his expression resolute, on one condition. After it's over, never meet with me again. The man in the light blue jacket states. If by any chance we meet again, don't talk to me, or you'll die. The man in the gray hoodie warns, his back turned to the other man as he walks away. The protagonist? The man in the gray hoodie asks, his breath ragged as he runs through the cityscape. And a failed protagonist at that. The image proclaims, the city streets echoing with a sense of defeat. What on earth is that? The woman in the gray hoodie exclaims, her eyes wide with shock and curiosity. Even if you don't know what world he failed in, shouldn't such a person not exist? The image questions, leaving a lingering sense of confusion and disbelief. A dark sphere, crackling with purple lightning, hovers ominously above the cityscape, a spectacle of wonder and amazement. If we get involved, it's going to be annoying. Absolutely irritating. The image warns, the narrow alleyway feeling claustrophobic and tense. Let's finish quickly and avoid them as much as possible. The man in the light blue jacket urges, his gaze focused on the woman with purple hair who stands beside him. The urgency and determination of the moment permeates the white space, a feeling of danger hanging in the air. The large two-story house, bathed in the soft glow of the starry night, exudes a sense of peace, a welcome respite from the chaos. The city, abuzz with excitement, pulsates with a renewed energy as the exclusive, sudden grade 6 to grade 4 gate opens, a spectacle of awe and wonder. Just an ordinary first place. The screen taunts, the man's frustration mounting as he stares at the monitor. You've been promoted to the top, but you're still alive. The monitor displays, the man's intrigue and confusion evident as he contemplates the message. I believed it because the witness story felt. The computer screen reads, piquing the reader's curiosity and sense of intrigue. It's possible to write 20,000 words, right? You can print out the entire Tripitaka Koreana on the spot after receiving the real thing. The screen proclaims, a hint of amusement mingling with the intrigue. He's a scammer, the computer screen declares, adding a layer of amusement and confusion to the narrative. Is this a scam? But no matter how you look at it, how can you get rid of monsters and rifts at once? The man muses, his brow furrowed in skepticism and concern as he scans the information on the screen. He can't do something like this. The man mutters to himself, his gaze fixed on the computer screen. It must be the high rank's unique skill. Wow, there's a penalty? I'm really grateful as someone who commutes to and from Seolang. The man exclaims, his surprise evident, and obviously, that aftermath, it's gonna be big. Seeing that the top ranker doesn't use it often, the penalty must be serious. I thought it was just a penalty? Would that crazy guy give that kind of thing? That crazy bastard. The man ponders, his mind racing, random thing. And he just didn't come out because he was lazy. The man mutters under his breath, his expression a mix of anger and frustration. This time, well, did he show any signs of noticing? The man wonders, his steps quickening as he heads toward the door. Yes, hello. The man greets, a hint of surprise in his tone. You were consulting with the temple in Gangwon-do last time. Yes, that's right. The man confirms, a slight annoyance evident in his expression. Yes, a 20-year-old girl. The man replies, oh, yes. Could you please chase after her for a moment? No, I mean send her that way. The man pleads, his concern growing with each word. My flesh and blood. The man whispers, his hand covering his mouth as he peeks through the doorway, his face etched with worry and panic. Enjoy your last freedom, the phone screen proclaims, a sense of excitement and anticipation filling the air as the device is activated. A golden book, suspended in midair, pulsates with a mystical glow as the unique skill of the high rank, librarification, activates, shrouded in an aura of mystery and excitement. Document everything within a radius of 1 kilometer. The man with purple hair commands, his hand outstretched, his authority radiating as he embraces the golden glow. Modify the development. The man instructs, his gaze fixed on the glowing expanse below, his confidence unwavering as he wields his power. A man, bathed in a vibrant yellow glow, stands atop a large computer monitor, a golden book clasped in his hand, a spectacle of magic and power. I'll delete every possibility of that rift opening. The man with black hair declares. Do you know more? Tell me quickly. The future is disappearing. Don't leave anything out. Hey. To see it with my own eyes. The man marvels, his gaze fixed on the woman with purple hair, his determination unwavering. This is the Witch Queen. Development has been modified. The woman announces, her back to the viewer, a sense of accomplishment and relief washing over her as she surveys the night sky. Wait a minute. The man exclaims, his right hand outstretched in a gesture of disbelief. It was embarrassing to be together and let's never meet again. There's that guy who's been reading web novels forever, right? The man roars, his fists clenched tight, his rage simmering just beneath the surface. Rough sketches are coming out. The man mutters, his determined expression etched on his face as he pushes forward, his energy unwavering. That item looks good. Where did you get it? The man inquires, his smile wide and innocent. Witch Queen. Such protagonists always stick close to the strongest in the world. Go to date with the Witch Queen. Witch Queen, your nursing home interior is pretty good, isn't it? He'll probably chase after me to the end and try to make me swallow beans. Imagination. Oh, I finally got Wi-Fi in this urgent situation. The woman exclaims, her shock and confusion evident as she looks around. Who? A woman, shrouded in the shadows of a dark room, holds a deck of cards, a mischievous smile playing on her lips as she delves into a game, her excitement palpable. Mom cleaned your room. The man announces, his thumbs up a testament to his good mood, his smile radiating happiness. I heard he was consulting with some temple in Gangwon-do, but when I listened, they said if you go there, you have to offer incense every morning 12:22. Live your last worldly pleasures, Noonam. No, 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 no. Where on earth did you go? It's late. The man sighs, his gaze fixed on the ground, his disappointment palpable as he navigates the city streets. Sir, over there. The man points, his confusion evident, as the man in the gray jacket stands in the background, his expression a mix of concern and curiosity. Do you have money and a place to stay? Yes. Excuse me. The man asks, his smile disarming, his confusion evident as he tries to understand the situation. A man, his face hidden by his hand, his eyes squeezed shut, his mouth slightly open, stands in the darkness, his horror and shock palpable. With a pleading expression, the figure in the gray hoodie looks up and whispers, "Can you let me stay for a bit?" Smiling confidently, the man with the break hearts hoodie stands amidst the rose bushes, his nonchalant attitude contrasting with the romantic setting. The man's deep blue eyes stare into the darkness of the room, his expression a mix of confusion and uncertainty. Stay, stay, stay. The text above them reads, as the woman throws her arms up in the air, beaming with joy and energy in the rose garden. The city lights twinkle below, their glow offering a glimmer of hope against the backdrop of the desperate plea. Please let me stay. His gaze intense and unwavering, the man looks directly at the viewer, the dark room behind him only emphasizing the suspenseful atmosphere. The words, "Pull yourself together, Jeonji Rock," echo from the sky, the destroyed bridge and the murky water below amplifying the feeling of urgency. The man on the ground clutches his stomach, wincing in pain, as the other man kneels beside him, worry etched on his face. Lying on the floor, the man's blood-soaked body and evil eyes betray a sinister presence, the numerous creatures in the background adding to the danger. Holding the unconscious woman in his arms, the man's face is filled with concern, the text above them whispering, "What would you say if I tell you I still haven't used the Deus Ex Machina? Is this the time to joke?" The man shouts, his anger evident in his voice, while someone else urges him to act quickly, quickly. We need to stop the bleeding. Concern fills the man's expression as he uses his hand to stem the flow of blood. A sense of worry hangs in the air as the man looks at the woman, shielding her with his shoulder. His face and hands stained with blood, the man stands with a determined look, his expression serious as he utters, "Don't tell anyone what you've seen from this point onward." "What?" escapes the man's lips, his surprise clear in his wide eyes as he clenches his fist. The man's face is etched with concern as he cradles the unconscious woman in his arms, the bright yellow light highlighting his determination. "What's happening all of a sudden?" the injured man asks, confusion clouding his features. The man stands over the unconscious woman, his concerned gaze fixed on her, the word, "monsters," hanging heavy in the air. A small bird soars through the dark, cloudy sky, its wings beating toward a distant light, the word, "that's," trailing behind it. Her eyes glowing with a powerful yellow light, the Witch Queen stands in front of the bright, white background, her presence both majestic and intimidating. A powerful blue dragon soars through the sky, its sharp teeth bared and its wings beating furiously, a figure perched precariously on its head. The dragon's yellow eyes stare directly at the viewer, its menacing expression and powerful presence emanating from the image. The hooded figure runs frantically across the swirling beige background, her determined expression betraying her panic. The figure in the black hooded cloak plummets through the air, the bright yellow starry background only amplifying the speed and fear of her descent. The man stands frozen in shock, his gaze fixed on the retreating figure in the black hooded cloak. The questions, "Did you do that to him?" and "Tell me the truth?" hanging in the air between them. "I may not be responsible, but," the man with blue hair confesses, his expression serious as he contemplates the situation. The man's face is etched with regret as he clutches the unseen person. "Even though I didn't cause the injury, he got hurt because of me. I'm sorry." The man with blue hair stands before the hooded figure, a curious expression on his face. "And you are?" he asks, while she replies, "I am Beck, Do-hyun." The hooded figure stands against the cloudy gray background, her eyes fixed on a point below, her expression a mix of contemplation and concern. The woman's hooded face remains hidden, her eyes smiling as she whispers, "Guardian of Goodness, huh? That title sounds impressive." While the man behind her stares at the colorful sunset, his surprise evident. The woman with purple hair, her dark jacket framing her determined expression, stares directly at the viewer, her words ringing with confidence. I'll make things a bit troublesome for you." A sense of mystery hangs in the air as the building stands tall against the dark blue sky, the inscription, "Beck Do-hyun's house," promising secrets and suspense. The man clutches his fist, worry etched on his face. "I brought a toothbrush and other daily necessities," he mutters, but a wave of sadness washes over the scene as one man sleeps soundly on the bed while another stands in the cluttered kitchen, holding a black bag. The words, "What happened to the master bedroom?" and "You're here?" "Give me the melon," add to the atmosphere of surprise and curiosity within the messy room. The woman lies on the bed, her face a picture of shock. "Why is the Wi-Fi password so easy?" "It was 123,456,789. she exclaims, her disbelief palpable. A smile lights up the woman's face as the man hands her something. "Huh. Here you go, the melon," he says, his kindness and joy evident. The woman clenches her fist, anger and frustration swirling in her eyes as she shouts, "In return." The man looks down, his expression serious as he utters, "Promise me you'll brush your teeth and organize your socks and slippers." The man's eyes widen in annoyance as he looks up, a small girl in the corner mirroring his frustration. You're so annoying," she mutters. "No, you have to." The man insists, holding the blanket over the other man who sits on the floor. "You'll get cavities." While the man on the floor replies, "Didn't you eat sweets as well?" and grumbles, "Fine, give it to me already." The man holds the popsicle in his hand, his expression serious as he says, "I'll give you clothes to change into and you can sleep." The man stands, surprised, as the girl sits on the floor, arms raised in the air, her serious expression adding to the confusion of the scene. "Huh? Aren't I already wearing comfortable clothes?" the man asks. "If you sleep in your outdoor clothes, you'll get sinusitis from the dust later." The man's expression shifts to surprise as he holds the popsicle and appears to throw it. The girl in the gray hoodie, "Break hearts," emblazoned on it, sits on the floor with a mischievous smile, holding a popsicle, while a thought bubble above a man in a white shirt shows him playing with a black cat. Fine, I get it. He says, Witch Queen? The girl's frustration is evident as she yells, just hand it over willingly, that's all I'm saying. The girl happily bites into her popsicle, her satisfied expression contrasting with the words below her, Congratulations, Korea. Tower of Babel 38th floor has been cleared. The girl, popsicle in hand, looks up in surprise, her gaze drawn to the man standing behind her. The woman sits calmly, nonchalantly enjoying her green popsicle, her relaxed demeanor contrasting with the man's anxious movements. The tower rises high into the dark blue night, its black metal form reaching towards the stars. The digital display at its base reads, Complete 39 inches in large blue text, a testament to the effort and focus that went into achieving this goal. The tower stands tall against the night sky, a symbol of the challenge overcome. Congratulations, Korea, Tower of Babel 38th floor has been cleared, proclaims the digital display, a triumphant message in yellow and black. The digital displays illuminate the night sky with news of victory. Twilight Guild rings the bell of victory. One reads, while the other declares, Country Republic of Korea, the 39th floor of the Tower of Babel has been unlocked. A sprawling city stretches out in the distance, a testament to the scale of this achievement. A vast city of towering buildings and glowing windows stretches out beneath a starry sky, a testament to the energy and ambition of human civilization. The woman in the brown jacket chews on a piece of candy, seemingly unfazed by the messages flashing on the digital display. Alpha, well done, Director Wong. It reads, followed by David, that Twilight guy is really strong. He managed to do it in just one day. The woman in the gray hoodie smiles, taking a sip of her drink as the digital display flickers with messages. David, are you seeing this? They said you came in today. How long are they going to pretend to be aloof? It's frustrating. One message reads, while another quips, David can't rank up because of these idiots obsessed with grammar. The text box on the blue screen displays a series of messages, each one tinged with frustration. Why aren't you coming home? One message asks, followed by, are you really going to live just for today? The woman in the black jacket sits in a room, her face a mask of displeasure as she stares at her phone. She pulls a blanket back with her left hand, seemingly trying to distance herself from the source of her frustration. The woman in the black hoodie sleeps soundly, a gentle smile gracing her lips. The man in the white shirt rests beside her, also in a deep slumber. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out. A white text above the woman suggests she is deep in thought, even while she sleeps. The man lies on the bed, his back to the viewer, the white pillow cradling his head. It's a bit of a late question, but do you live alone? The text reads, suggesting a curiosity about his living situation. Why are you still awake? The text above the man asks, a gentle reminder of the late hour. He lies on the bed, eyes closed, seemingly lost in slumber. A pair of white sneakers and black and white slippers sit on the floor, a simple but telling scene. Yes, I live alone. The text above the sneakers reads, I didn't have siblings to begin with, and my parents both passed away in a car accident when I was young. The text above the slippers reveals, the message heavy with sadness. The man lies on the bed, eyes wide with surprise. I lived in a big house until middle school, but after that, I've been living on my own. He says, followed by a questioning, why are you interrogating me all of a sudden? The woman lies on the bed, her eyes closed, a sense of weariness etched on her face. Just 'cause. The text reads above her, I'm in the house of someone I don't know, so I feel like I should at least know you better. The text continues, a hint of curiosity in its words. The man lies on the bed, his back to the viewer. It's the same for me as well, since you're a woman I don't know. The text above him says, echoing the sentiment of the previous message. The man on the bed, his face hidden from view, speaks with a weary voice. I don't even know your name, he says, highlighting the strangeness of their situation. The woman with blue hair on the bed looks up in shock. You don't know my name? She exclaims, eyes wide with disbelief. JYO, and the Witch Queen, that's all I know. The text to her right adds, even that you're younger. The text below her finishes, confirming the oddness of their encounter. The man on the bed frowns slightly, a look of confusion on his face. The text above him reads, reflecting his uncertainty. The man on the bed, his back to the viewer, speaks in a tired tone. They say I regressed. The text above him says, a statement that seems to have taken him by surprise. The man on the bed looks shocked, blue eyes wide with disbelief. But you don't even know that. The text above him reads, highlighting the unusual nature of their interaction. The woman hangs upside down, her blue eyes wide with shock as she stares at the reader. The full moon shines brightly in the night sky, casting an eerie glow on the scene. The woman in the black hooded sweater stands by the bed, her gaze fixed on the man. It seems. The text above her reads, we aren't really that close, huh? The text below her says, a touch of sadness in her voice. The man lies on the bed, his mouth open in a silent cry, a look of pain etched on his face. The man lies on the bed, his blue eyes reflecting a deep sadness. The white background is filled with two text bubbles. We only talked once. The top bubble reads, just once. The bottom bubble says, a simple but poignant reminder of a missed connection. The dragon's wings beat powerfully, its gray and black scales shimmering against the sunset sky. It soars through the air, a symbol of strength and freedom. The man's blue eye, reflecting the sunset sky, holds a deep sadness. I haven't told anyone, but I will never forget what happened that day. The text above it reads, the man stands with his back to the viewer, his gaze fixed on the sunset sky. A lone bird flies overhead, adding to the melancholic feel of the scene. Until the day I die, the text above him says, emphasizing the permanence of his pain. The man lies on the bed, his eyes filled with confusion. Huh? The text above him reads, G.O. The text below him reveals, a name that seems to hold a significant weight. The woman with dark blue hair smiles brightly, her eyes gleaming with excitement. G.O. The text above her head reads, a name spoken with joy and affection. The woman with dark blue hair sits with her legs tucked up, her long fingers gently holding her left leg. That's my name, she says softly, a calm smile gracing her lips. The man with blue hair lies on the pillow, his eyes open and filled with worry. He is wearing a white t-shirt, and his expression suggests a sense of unease. A white blanket lies on the bed, a simple, casual scene. So it's not like you don't even know my name. The text above it reads, a hint of amusement in the words. The man with purple hair looks to the right, his large, blue eyes filled with confusion and concern. His dark eyebrows furrow slightly, reflecting his inner turmoil. The man with dark blue hair kneels with his head bowed, his arms wrapped tightly around his head. I see. The text above him reads, a quiet acknowledgement of the situation. The man with dark blue hair sleeps soundly in bed, his white t-shirt pulled up slightly. He is lying on his stomach, a peaceful expression on his face. The imposing building of Babylon rises tall, its glass and steel structure reflecting the blue sky. Hunter Guild, Babylon. The text at the top declares, a testament to the power and influence of the organization. Two sleek, modern buildings stand tall, their glass windows reflecting the bright blue sky. They are a symbol of progress and advancement. The man with dark blue hair smiles mischievously, his right hand covering his eye. Ha! The text above his hand reads, a playful smirk on his face. The man with dark hair stands next to a white surface, holding a black card in his hand. He looks worried and concerned, his mouth slightly open as he speaks. The Korean text below him suggests a request for help, highlighting the urgency of the situation. The man's eyes narrow, one a piercing yellow with a white glint, as he stares intensely at something. His furrowed eyebrows and the text, seriously, above his head betray his anger and frustration. A bright yellow eye, with a white glint, stares directly at the viewer, radiating a sense of anger and focus. The man pulls at his hair, frustration evident in his dark eyes. This person driving me crazy. The text above him reads, revealing the source of his anger. The man sits on the white chair, his black pants and leather jacket adding to his tense appearance. His legs are crossed, a posture that suggests a simmering frustration. The woman with dark purple hair grins mischievously, her tongue sticking out as she holds a black card in her hand. Her light purple eyes gleam with amusement, and her relaxed posture suggests a playful spirit.